Hello! In this series of lessons, we are making small changes to the inner pages of WooCommerce. Today, we'll continue to make changes to the checkout page. To see this page, let's continue the buying process. Let's click on this button and proceed to the checkout. Okay, this is the checkout page, and you can see it's very ugly, very tight. It's not good. It really looks like we're going to have a lot of work to do with this page. Or maybe not. First, let's inspect these elements and understand what's going on. Well, it seems that WooCommerce has a kind of grid system of its own. But this is not working for us here. We have two columns, col1 and col2, inside another one with the col2 set class. But it seems that this is somehow conflicting with Bootstrap. Those classes don't belong to Bootstrap, okay? We have to choose between one or the other. So we're going to use Bootstrap or use this grid system here offered by WooCommerce. And in this case, let's continue with Bootstrap. I think it's better. Well, where we're going to make the change? This time our template plugin can't give a good indication of where to move. I know that none of this is inside the page.php file, and the plugin also doesn't indicate any other internal WooCommerce file that I could open to change. So what about now? I have several ways to fix this problem. The most time-consuming but often useful way would be as follows. I could inspect the code and find some snippet of the code that I can search for. For example, I could try to figure out where this form element is coming from, this one that has the WooCommerce checkout class. I'm gonna copy this class, go over here to Sublime Text, right-click on the WooCommerce folder, here in the plugins folder, find in folder, paste the class name and hit enter. And here it brings me the results of the files that have this text that I searched for. Apparently, look, it's inside this template file. I'm gonna double click on the file name or on the line where the software found the text. Okay, now I know where to modify. Well, as there are no action hooks or filters here that I can take advantage of, I would have to make a copy of the file and then change it directly. If I want to override it, I would have to create the same structure back in my theme folder inside the WooCommerce folder. That is, I would have to create a folder called checkout and make a copy of the file inside it. Then I could modify the structure of the file so that it stays within the Bootstrap rules. But I won't do that because it will cause a lot of problems for me. The first problem is that will be one more file in the list of those I have to update when a new version of WooCommerce comes out. And I only figured out the second problem after having a lot of headaches with the WordPress theme reviewers. The problem is that all of my theme files, even third-party files like the WooCommerce template files and the ones from native WordPress themes, are my exclusive responsibility. When you submit a theme for review, if that is your wish, you see that even the WordPress files themselves often won't pass the review process. If there are a problem in them, you'll be responsible for fixing those problems. I'm serious. So the fewer third-party files in my theme, the better. I even submitted a version of this theme here for review before I started creating this course. And only after that I realized that the best idea is to have a few third-party files in the theme as possible. Unfortunately, at this point, WordPress let me down a lot. In practice, if I want to submit a theme to the official repository, and this theme has files copied from WordPress itself, and they have errors or warnings, I myself have to fix them. Here in Brazil, we say that in the blacksmith's house a wooden knife. It's something like a shoemaker's son always goes barefoot. So that you don't get as disappointed as I did, do your best not to use third-party files in the theme, okay? Even so, for learning purposes, I will still use some in our theme. So be patient, right? Coming back to today's lesson issue, the easiest way to solve this problem is by modifying CSS. We're gonna need a few lines to get around this problem, and on top of that, we're gonna end up affecting many other template files that would have the same problem. Let's go to the CSS files and apply the following rule. What I'm doing here is I'm changing the WooCommerce column classes by using the same rules as that of the 6-column Bootstrap class. Let's also tell what happens when you're on a smaller device. For that, we're gonna need to use media queries, like this. So when we are in a small device, each div will occupy 100% of the screen. And from the medium device, each one occupies half of the screen. So let's save it. And now it's working the way I wanted to. Isn't that cool? Of course it is. Now I just need to make some small CSS adjustments to make it look a little better. In the next lesson, you have in your hands the style.css file already updated with those modifications. I promise that there will be very few changes. So, see you next time.